If you don't know who Dwayne Douglas "The Rock" Johnson is, then you have been living under a rock, because currently, as of 2024, The Rock is the highest paid actor in the entire year. And to be honest with you, we're probably going to see The Rock continue this crazy trend in 2025. But when we're still talking about The Rock, we also have to talk about The Rock's movies. And The Rock has starred and co-starred in so many movies, and a lot of these movies will consist of Moana 2, The Red One, Jumanji, Red Note, Black Adam, Fast and Furious, Central Intelligence, The Game Plan, Baywatch, San Andreas, Rampage, Jungle Cruise. The Rock, he has co-starred or he has starred in so many of these movies, and a lot of these movies, there is one big criticism that has followed The Rock throughout his entire career as an actor. And this main criticism is that The Rock tends to play himself. The Rock tends to act like Dwayne Johnson instead of acting like a character. Sure, yeah, we see some breath of fresh air like Moana and Moana 2, when The Rock, he is so energetic, he is so lively, and in my honest opinion, his character is usually the highlight of the movie, in just my honest opinion. So that's where we start to see some little outliers in The Rock's career, where he is actually being and playing a different character. But trash movies like The Red Notice, The Red One, and even Black Adam, The Rock, he is playing himself. He is acting exactly as how he is in real life. He's acting like this mega action movie star when he should be portraying a character. And a big example is in Black Adam, because when The Rock was playing Black Adam, The Rock, he purposely denied any involvement in being in Captain Marvel / Shazam's history. He did not want Captain Marvel to be his arch nemesis. He wanted Superman to be his arch nemesis, which that is not comic accurate in my honest opinion. So we see that The Rock, his ego can come in the way of a lot of franchises. And even though The Rock, he is a very, very big, great celebrity that, you know, he is universally loved for the most part, The Rock, he has a long history of helping franchises, but The Rock also has some history in hurting franchises. Case in point, the aforementioned DCEU, because when Black Adam was released, it was the final straw that caused the DCEU to collapse, and now we're seeing the current DCU. So we're seeing that The Rock, he is known to latch himself onto properties, onto franchises, and The Rock, he really is only playing himself. He's only acting himself, but the current audience only knows this version of The Rock, because if you are a fan like myself that has seen who The Rock really is and can see how entertaining and how energetic The Rock really can be, we have all witnessed The Rock become that person when he was in WWE, man, because when The Rock was portraying the Rock character, in my honest opinion, that was his peak in terms of acting, because The Rock was killing it, man. The Rock, next to Stone Cold Steve Austin, was my favorite wrestler of all time during that era, because when he was feuding with the likes of Stone Cold Steve Austin, of Triple H, of Kurt Angle, and even Ken Shamrock, The Rock's character was so great. It was actually energetic. It was electrifying, no pun intended. So now that I literally just gave you guys a synopsis of The Rock's life, and I glazed him and I criticized The Rock, where are we at currently? What are we doing right now in this current time? And what is The Rock doing right now in this current time? And my answer to that is The Rock, he was actually supposed to be at WrestleMania 41. Well, not really supposed to be, because he actually put some seeds into what would happen into WrestleMania 41, but in my honest opinion, he no-showed WrestleMania 41. But the reason why he no-showed is because The Rock has been working on other movies, and a new movie The Rock has been working on is The Smashing Machine. But we have seen some rumors and some rumblings of The Smashing Machine for like the last 2 years, and the Smashing Machine movie is basically being touted as a movie where The Rock finally has a character, where Dwayne Johnson finally acts like someone that is not himself, where The Rock becomes becomes an actor. Because when you look at other wrestler turned actors, we look at Dave Bautista, we look at John Cena, they really found their footing, they found their stride, and they became well-rounded actors. But The Rock, unfortunately, has been playing a one-note character throughout his acting career, except for the outliers like Moana and Moana 2. But now that we're seeing the Smashing Machine and we see the trailer that just dropped for the Smashing Machine, I'll be completely honest with you, I think this is gonna cook. I think this movie is actually gonna be good because The Rock looks unrecognizable. And you're probably asking yourself, wait, The Rock isn't bald in this movie? Yeah, The Rock, he is not bald in this movie. The Rock, he has hair. The Rock, he is actually showing emotion, even though there are some scenes in the trailer where The Rock, he is still being a little bit stoic, but The Rock, he is having real emotion. He is having anger. He is having distraught. He is having disappointment. He is having doubt. The Rock in this trailer, he is not playing. And in my honest opinion, I really hope that this movie succeeds, because if this movie succeeds, we could be seeing some more movies where The Rock can actually act like someone that is not himself, man. I know I have repeated myself saying that, but I had to do it for the one time, in my honest opinion. But in the trailer, The Rock is playing a UFC legend called Mark Kerr. And to be honest with you, I don't really know too much of Mark Kerr as a UFC legend. I never really watched his career, but he's playing that legend of Mark Kerr. And his wife, aka the co-star, is Emily Blunt, and she's playing a woman known as Dawn Staples, a lover of Mark Kerr. And in the trailer, we're seeing The Rock, he is basically going through the motions. And by me saying going through the motions, he is trying to become a legend in the UFC in the early days and the early stages of the UFC, when the UFC was just trying to get its own foot off the ground as well. So we're seeing how The Rock, he's dealing with the life and the struggles of becoming a UFC legend, man. And we're seeing how this is going to affect his love life, how it's going to affect his personal life, and how it's going to affect his family, because we're seeing that his wife, Dawn Staples, in the trailer, she is crying for many scenes. She is trying to support Mark, but Mark, some of his actions, he is trying to actively push her away. And we can actually see that when she is trying to basically grab his hand and trying to hold him, when The Rock, I think he lost a fight or he won a fight, The Rock just walks away. He just basically sidesteps her and he doesn't even want to see her. So we're seeing how this life, we're seeing how this grueling career of being a UFC fighter is taking a big and heavy toll on Mark Kerr, man. So I'll be honest with you, I am actually excited for this movie, because this could be the movie that could make The Rock be a very, very respectable actor, in my honest opinion. Now, he is a respectable actor, but to be honest with you, we all know the memes and we all know the jokes that have came The Rock's way, where fans were just telling The Rock that he cannot act. So I do hope that this movie proves a lot of these fans, including myself, wrong. I hope this movie proves me wrong, and I hope this movie can prove that The Rock can really act, and The Rock, he does not need to be this action movie star. The Rock can become whoever he wants to be. The Rock can become a clown. He can become a superhero. He can become an astronaut. He can become a fighter. He can become, hell, even a TV. If this movie works and if The Rock can actually go into that stride of being a well-rounded actor, The Rock could reach insurmountable heights, and these insurmountable heights can even be higher than the crazy heights he has already reached so far into his career, man. But that's the end of the video, man. I just wanted to talk about The Rock's current new movie that is going to come out, I think next year or the year after, and it's The Smashing Machine, man. I am actually excited. This trailer got me pretty excited to see The Rock delve into something that he hasn't delved into before in his career. That's the end of the video, man. What do you guys think of the trailer? I'm out. Peace.